Rab explains it all. Math, chem, physics never fall. Subscribe and learn. Ace every test, so Rab explains it best.
Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about average speed. And if we are going to get familiar with the concept, definition, and formula of average speed, and we are going to solve several examples as always. Assume that you are traveling with your father from point A, which is your origin, to point B, which is your destination. When you reach to your destination, someone asks, what was your speed during this journey? What do you want to say? You want to say, at this point, our speed was 70 kilometer per hour. For example, 2 minutes later, it was traffic and our speed was 30 kilometer per hour. We stopped at a point, so our speed was 0 at that point. No, it's not going to work. You must use another concept, which we call it average speed. Okay, how can you calculate that? If you know the distance between these 2 points and you have the time that it takes for you to pass this route, you can easily calculate average speed by dividing these two terms. This is the formula for calculating average speed. As you can see, S stands for average speed. It is equal to D, which stands for distance, over T, which stands for time. Let's talk about their unit a little bit. As you definitely know, you can use several units for distance. For example, centimeter, decimeter, decameter, micrometer, millimeter. But they are not common when we talk about calculating average speed. When we talk about calculating average speed, we usually use meter and kilometer. And for time, we are going to use second and hour. Unless the question forces us. For example, if the question says calculate average speed based on centimeter per hour, you have to calculate D based on centimeter. And sometimes the question wants to use customary units, and it would be really simple, and I already taught you how to convert customary units to each other. Let's talk about the unit of average speed. If we have D based on meter and if we have T based on second, the unit of average speed will be meter per second. And if we have D based on kilometer and T based on hour, we can calculate average speed based on kilometer per hour. Before I start solving examples, it's important to note two important points. First of all, average speed is not equal to average velocity, and distance is not equal to displacement. Those two terms are vectors, and you are going to learn them later. Let's solve the first example with each other. The question is talking about calculating average speed. So I'll write the formula that I know. S is equal to D over T. Do I have D? Yes, as you can see, a train travels a distance of 120 kilometers. So I can replace D with 120. Do I have T? Yes, in 3 hours. So I can write 3 here. 120 over 3 will be 40. But there is a question here. What is the unit of S here? 40 watts. Because we have D based on kilometer and we have T based on hours, the unit of S will be kilometer per hours. Let's solve the next example. As you can see, this student is passing a route which has two parts. This is the first part and this is the second part. The question wants us to calculate average speed for each part and of course for the whole route. Let's start with the first part. I'm going to show it with S1. As you can see, I can write D over T, the only formula that I have. Do I have the distance for the first part? Yes, this is 80 kilometer. So I'm going to write 80. Do I have T for the first part? Yes, as you can see, this is 2 hours. So I'm going to write 2 here. And 80 over 2 will be 40. What is the unit of 40? Because I have it based on kilometer and I have it based on hour, the unit of 40 will be kilometer per hour. Let's go for the second part. I'm going to use again same formula. Do I have D for the second part? Yes. 40. Do I have T? Yes. 2. And this is going to be 20. And because this D is based on kilometer and T is based on hour, the unit will be kilometer per hours. Let's calculate the average speed for the whole route, but before that, let me erase the board to make some space for myself. Now we want to calculate average speed for the whole route. We show it by ST. We are going to use same formula. Do we have the distance of the whole route? We have the distance of the first part and second part, but we want the distance for the whole route, so we must add them together. So 40 plus 80. And we have the same thing for the time. We have the time of the first part and time of the second part, and we must add them together because we are calculating the average speed for the whole route. It's going to be 120 over 4, which is 30. What is the unit of 30? Because we have distance based on kilometer and t based on hour, the unit will be kilometer per hour. Okay, here we have a train which is going to pass a route, and its route contains 3 parts: first part, second part, and third part. And we want to calculate average speed for each part and for the whole route. Again, for the first part, I'm going to write S is equal to D over T. Do I have the D for the first part? Yes, as you can see, for the first part, D is 30 and T is 2. So it's going to be 15. And because we have D based on kilometer and T based on hour, the unit will be kilometer per hour. For the second part, I'm going to use the same formula. Do I have the D for the second part? Yes, it is 60 and T is 3 and it's going to be 20. And of course, you know why? It's going to be kilometer per hour. Let me erase the board to make some space for myself. Now I want to calculate average speed for the last part or third part. I'm going to use same formula. Do I have distance? Yes, in the third part, distance is 50 and time is 1. So it's going to be 50. And what is the unit? Because we have kilometer an hour, the unit will be kilometer per hour. Now we want to calculate average speed for the whole route. Again, we are going to use same formula. Do I have the distance for the whole route? I have distance for each part. The only thing that I have to do is adding all of these numbers. So I can calculate distance of the whole route by adding the distance of each part. So 30 plus 60 plus 50. Do I have the time? Yes, I can easily add all of the times to each other. 2 plus 3 plus 1. So it's going to be 140 over 6. And the unit, of course, will be kilometer per hour. I must make it more simple. Okay, I can divide both of them by 2. If I divide this denominator by 2, I'm going to have 3. And if I divide this by 2, I'm going to have 70. So the average speed will be 70 over 3 kilometer per hour. Here we have another example. A car is passing a route which contains 2 parts. It wants average speed for each part and for the whole route. This is the first part and this is the second part. For the first part, I'm going to write the formula D over T. Do I have D for the first part? Yes, as you can see, it is 30. Do I have T? Yes, T is 30 minutes. Can I use minute? As I told you, Using minute is not common, so I must come because I have D based on kilometer, I must convert minute to hour. How am I supposed to do that? You know that it's really easy. You must divide it by 60 and it is going to be 1 over 2 hours or half hours. But it is better for you to write it as fraction. So I'm going to write it 1 over 2. Really important point. I have a number, a fraction line, another fraction. What am I supposed to do that? Yes, of course, you can reverse the second fraction, then convert division to multiplication, but there's easier way. I must write both of the numerator and denominator based on fraction. The denominator is fraction already, 1 over 2. I must write numerator as fraction 2. How am I supposed to do that? I can write it 30 over 1 because 30 over 1 is 30. Now I can easily calculate the answer. How? I must multiply close to close and far by far. So 2 times 30 will be 60 and 1 times 1 will be 1. So the answer will be 60 over 1 will be 60. And what is the unit of that? It is kilometer per hour. Let me erase the board to make some space for myself. Now I want to calculate average speed. For the second part, I'm going to show it with S2, and of course I'm going to use the same formula. Do I have the distance? Yes, as you can see, it is 50 kilometer. But again, I have time based on minute and I must convert it to hours. How am I supposed to do that? As I told you, for converting minute to hour, you must divide it by 60. The zeros will be cancel each other out, and if you divide both of the numerator and denominator by 3e, you are going to have 3 over 2. So t will be 3 over 2 hours. How am I supposed to calculate the answer? I told you write both of the numerator and denominator as fraction. I write 50 as 50 over 1 and 3 over 2 is already a fraction. Okay, now close by close and far by far. So 2 multiplied by 50 will be 100 and 1 multiplied by 3 will be 3. So the answer will be 100 over 3 kilometer per hour. And this is the average speed of the second part. Now we want to calculate average speed for the whole route. We are going to use same formula, which is d over t. Do we have the d for the whole route? Yes, we must add the distance of each part by each other. And do we have the t? Yes, we have the t, but we must write it as hour. As I told you, 30 minutes is 1 over 2 hours, and 90 minutes is 3 over 2. So we must add them to each other. 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2. We are going to have 80 because they have same denominator. We can add them easily. It's going to be 4 over 2 and 4 over 2 will be 2. 80 over 2 will be 40, and because we have distance based on kilometer and t based on hour, the unit will be kilometer per hour. Let's solve the next example. Suppose a truck travels in segments that are described in the following table. What is the average speed of the truck for the whole route? It was average speed for the whole route. It is really easy. For the whole route is equal to d over t. Okay, but here our route contains 4 parts. Look, this is the distance of first part, second part, third part, and last part. So I must add all of them. 30 plus 40 plus 50 plus 60. And here I have time of each part based on hour. I must add all of them. So 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2. It's going to be 180 over 6 is going to be 30, and the unit, because I have it based on kilometer and I have it based on hour, the unit will be kilometer per hour. Look, this cat is falling from a tree, and the length of the tree is 3.2 meters, and it passed this distance during 8 seconds. We want to calculate the average speed of the cat during dropping. What was the formula of average speed? D over T. Do I have the D? Yes, I have D here based on meter, but I have T based on seconds. So everything is good and I should not convert anything, because I told you we must have both of them based on meter and second, or kilometer and hour. And here they are corresponding. So 3.2 over 0.8. I expect you to know how to calculate this. It's really easy. But if you don't know how to calculate it, it's better for you to write it as power of 10. I can write it as 32 times 10 to the power of negative 1 and 8 times 10 to the power of negative 1. 32 over 8 will be 4. What is the unit of 4? As you can see here, we have meter and second. So the unit of 4 will be meter per second. And this is the only correct answer of this example. Here we have another example. To get from point A to point B, 3 drivers choose 3 different routes. Which one has higher average speed? So it's going to be the first route for the first driver. This is going to be the second route for the second driver. And this is the last route for the third driver. We must calculate average speed for each one, and then we must specify which one has higher average speed. Okay, we call it first driver, second driver, and third driver. Let's calculate average speed for the first driver. It's going to be D distance over time. Do I have distance for the whole route? We must add all of these values. So 50 plus 50 plus 100. Do I have time for the whole route? 1 plus 2 plus 7 will be 10. And it's going to be 200 over 10, which is 20 kilometer per hour. This is the average speed of the first driver. Let's calculate average speed for the second driver. Again, we are going to use D over T, and it's going to be 50 plus 70, because the first part is 50 and the second part is 70, divided by 3 plus 3. It's going to be 120 over 6. It's going to be 20 kilometer per hour. For the last driver or third driver, we can easily calculate the average speed D over T. So 80 plus 40 plus 40 plus 60. And we must add all the times which are related to the third driver. 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. So it's going to be 220 over 11. And the answer will be 20 kilometer per hour. 20 kilometer per hour again. So all of them have same average speed, because average speed of the first driver and second driver and third driver is equal to each other, and it is 20 kilometer per hour. Here you can find more examples, and I strongly suggest you to solve them at home. If you have any question or if you wanted to share your answer, please feel free and write them in the comment box. I will try to answer them as soon as it was possible for me. Thank you for watching this video.